What's up everyone, I'm Eldritch, and welcome back to another episode of Moments of Glory! Yay, it's been forever and I'm sorry. I said I wanted to make more of these, and I do, but it's difficult because I actually need quite a lot of good footage to make these, which I don't with Donkey Double Feature, and so I will actually make Donkey Double Feature a thing again. I'm still gonna do Moments of Glory, but it's not gonna happen as often because, again, I need a bunch of good footage for that. But I have a bunch of good footage today, oh yes. This first clip is not so much an example of amazing gameplay, as it is more an example of how to really play Big Race incredibly well. And this is not just me, I mean, I do my standard thing when I start in the south. I head into the pocket, and I lay down as many torpedoes as I can in my destroyer. Because doing that generally is the best thing you can do. You just put down so many torpedoes that the enemy just can't enter. And there comes our first customer, and he's about to sail directly into our torpedoes. Because he wasn't expecting them. And boom, there it goes. a little bit wrong there about the timing, but yeah, he gets hit by one of our torpedoes and immediately decides, nope, I'm not going in there. That's stupid. And awesomely, both my destroyer buddies actually came with me into the pocket, and together we are locking this shit down. The opposing destroyers are nowhere to be seen, which is great for us because it means we already own this part of the map. There are these two enemy ships, one cruiser and one battleship, who are sort of trying to contest us, but they have absolutely no chance. My buddies just went ahead and put down a bunch of smoke, allowing our team to move safely into the pocket. As you can see, we have a battleship and a cruiser moving in here, and together with them we'll be able to just lay down the law. And this is really how you do it, and once you capture this part, you can then break out and take out whatever you want, really. First off, I'm gonna put down some more torpedoes towards these guys who are still trying to get in here, which they really should not. Putting down, as always, my torpedoes and some a bit further behind in case he turns into them to dodge the first salvo. My friendly little torpedo buddies also put down some torps against this guy. Looks like he's evaded most of them though. Oh, actually he did get hit by one of them. Good. And this is of course the strength of the Umikaze. You can just plant your torpedoes over and over and over. The reload is so incredibly short. And there's this Chester that I'm putting a couple of shots in. Always good to use your guns when you're fighting on this part of the map because it's so incredibly easy to get behind cover. I mean, look at this. I fired my shots and now I'm right behind cover again. And incidentally, I actually hit the battleship with my torpedoes, bring him down to almost nothing, and he's just bleeding out. Boom. Gone he is. And I rid my team of one of the most devastating opponents. And as you can see, the push in the north is also kind of successful, and we are just taking over the map. And that's really what you have to do. This, however, is not what you have to do. Look at me being the disgusting newbie that I am, and I almost kill my buddy with torpedoes. I think I write in the chat that I shouldn't be on the phone. I don't remember if I was on the phone or not. I hope I was. But even then, it's just awful. At least I snaked that kill. But yeah, take care of your torpedoes, guys. Don't do what I did. Do what I say, not what I do. That was really embarrassing and bad. But I would never cut it out because, you know, it's what happened. Anyway, as you can see, we're putting them right into the ropes. There's nothing they can do, and we're just going to win the map inevitably. That's how you play Big Race. Right now, pretty much all I play is IJN ships, and so obviously all I have is IJN material. So, you know what? I'm gonna show you a little collage of kills. But you know, when you make one of those collages, you really need music, don't you? What am I gonna do about that? I don't want to get my channel nuked by some stupid DMCA claim. Ah, I know. Panda no sakura kaeri no iro.
Panda no sakura kaeri no iro.
Hana hai yoshi no ni arashi fuku.
Hana wa yoshi no ni arashi fuku.
Yamato no koto umarete wa.
Yamato no koto umarete wa.
Sanpei sen no hana to shire.
Sanpei sen no hana to shire. Shakuyo no tsutsu wa buki narazu. Sunyo no tsurugi nanekasen. Shiretsu ya koko ni nisennen. Kita e shiyamato dama. Kunki o mamoru mono no fuwa. Subete sono kazu ni yuman. 84個所にたむろして、ボスは十日夢にだも。敵地に一歩割れ踏めば、軍の主役はここにあり、最後のケツは我が任務。北へ歩兵しからせよ。あるこそさんの突破せし、歴史は古くよきしろし、応天戦の働きは、日本歩兵の粋と知れ。退く前術我知らず、宮や歩兵の蒼天の、前進前進また前進、肉弾届くところまで、愛さましき我が兵か、英士の友よ来たれいざ、共に語らん役に地裁、主杯の襟の色を映し。
And on that bombshell, in the finest tradition of YouTubers, having embarrassed myself for viewership, I've probably lost my entire viewership now. So, you know what, I'm just gonna talk to myself about how amazing this Umikaze game was. The Umikaze. It's definitely my guilty pleasure at the moment, especially on islands. It's so wonderful. I know people hate this map with a passion, and I can understand why. It's, you know, it's a low-level map, it's not balanced, it's just kind of silly. But if you're in a destroyer, this is so wonderful, because you get to play with all these people who just came into the game and they've just unlocked their first battleships, and they're so proud of their first battleship because they haven't yet realized how fucking terrible it is. And so you just get to punch them in the face repeatedly with your fucking barrels of fun that you get to spew out every 17 seconds. Also, of course, while you're playing islands, make sure to fuck up the enemy destroyers, because even they will die when they get hit by your fucking torpedoes. Speaking of torpedoes, this right here is the fateful salvo. The salvo that will decide the fate of the end of this clip. It will be glorious when you see it. But I really dig the Umikaze at the moment. It's just such a fun little ship, and I have to say, I find destroyers beyond tier 5 completely unplayable. I've tried a little bit of it, but I just don't enjoy it anymore. It's wank, I gotta say it. They're not fun, they're not good, they're pretty much worse than every other ship in the game at those tiers. And yeah, I don't really see why I should bother, because it's just gonna cost me a lot of time, experience, and credits, and I could just stay down here at the lower tiers and be awesome. And so I'm going to do that. This Tenryu also feeling the might of the Umikaze cannons, which, by the way, are actually not as bad as people think. And since that guy just earlier had to repair his engine after one of my torpedo hits, he now has no repair kit. And so me setting him on fire is gonna cost him a lot of hit points. Delicious. His torpedo is a little bit too spread apart. Give me a good opportunity to just drive right through the middle. And he's Okaze. I gave him some torpedoes, but... okay, he's getting shot. Oh, I'm not gonna get a piece of this guy. That's sad. Or maybe I'm destroying him because I hit him earlier with my torpedoes. And now for the last replay of the day, my favorite Japanese ship, the Tenryu. I love this ship so much, it's so fun. Actually, I should say it's my favorite cruiser, my favorite Japanese cruiser, because there are also quite a few destroyers that I like very much, but the Tenryu just is so cool. It's like a destroyer, but better, really. And yeah, everything about it is great. And first, I see this battleship who foolishly thinks he can head toward the pocket. Well, let me re-educate you, sir. And I hit him with my first salvo. Meanwhile, I'm aiming at this opposing Tenryu, setting him on fire. And then I also hit him with the other salvo and bring him to like 10% health, because that's what you get for sailing into the pocket. Ouch. He gives me a good spanking, but I'm not really all that worried because he's dead. It's just, yeah, what did I say in my big race map tactics video? Never sail into the pocket if you're in a battleship, because it will always result in death. And the same will happen to these two guys. There's just nowhere to go for them. You know, they have to deal with all the torpedoes because there's barely any room to maneuver. They can barely dodge anywhere, and if they dodge, they constantly present their very vulnerable flanks to the enemy. It's just a bad idea, and while we pretty much massacre their team everywhere else, well, we don't really. I mean, all over the map it was a pretty fair fight, but 3 of their battleships thought it was a great idea to head in here, and they accomplished absolutely nothing, and that's why their team lost in the end. I still fire some torpedoes at them, trying to, you know, get them good while they're distracted. But right now they're definitely in dodge mode, so they're not gonna be so easy to catch out with torpedoes. And thus I switch back to guns and let them have it a bit. I mean, the Tenryu has 140mm guns, which aren't exactly amazing, but they still have pretty decent high explosive ammunition. And you should always put it to use if you have nothing better to do. It's definitely the right thing to do. And also, don't be afraid to take a little dip out of the pocket to just take some cover. And yes, I'm going to continue the tradition of the big race map tactics video and just continue saying pocket. And while you are fighting over the pocket, make sure that sometimes you move out of the pocket to drive around the pocket in order to win the pocket. I don't know what I'm saying. Forget it. Anyway, this mountain protecting my ass right now, giving my teammates the opportunity to tank some shots for me. Thanks, guys. I'm appreciating it. And now we are re-engaging. And once again, giving them the good old 1-2, 1 salvo on the gray line that tells me basically where I should fire if they keep course, and 1 behind it in case someone turns into me like that first battleship does. And what happens? The salvo I fired on the gray line goes past him, but the other one smacks right into him. And oh, would you look at that, the salvo on target smacks into the other guy. My first double strike of the open beta. Hell yeah! And that, guys, wraps it up for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Moments of Glory despite the singing. And if you really like the singing, let me know, because it's something I can do more often if you like it. Because I love songs, especially military songs, and I know all the lyrics, and it's really fun to do, so I'd actually really like to do it again. Other than that, my next video will be a review on the Furutaka, and I'm not looking forward to it. However, it will have to happen. But until then, I've been Eldritch Master Donkey, and I'll see you in another video.